Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the 10 mistakes that affiliate marketers and bloggers make, and I'm just going to walk you through just as a way for you to be aware of these mistakes and then just how you can avoid them. So how best you can avoid them. Okay, so we start by saying I know that affiliate marketing can be difficult for beginners. All of us have been there, and the truth is we keep learning even when we're pros. So basically it's always a learning curve. Technology always changes. There are new things that keep coming up, and then you learn and evolve and get better. So there's some things that used to work and stop working, and there's some things that don't work, and then you learn from them and then improve upon them, and until you get to a point where you have stuff that works. So for newbies, the number one thing that I've seen most newbies tend to make the mistake on is having unrealistic income expectations. They think that they're going to make $1 million right away, and when they don't, they get disappointed. To be honest, it takes time to start making that kind of money. You can make it, like I said here, with affiliate marketing you have no profit limits. You make as much as you can sell from the commission end. There are people that have mastered this art. So it comes with time. Like I said here, there are people who've mastered this art and they can make as much as possible. Like for example, I know Chris Farrell once had a $1 million day where he made $1 million in a day, and he was selling a product that gave him a commission worth $2,000, and he sold that to, I think that was like 500 people in that one day, and he was able to make $1 million. But he mastered the art. He knew his target audience. He knew they can afford to spend that kind of money, and he was making that kind of money in one day. But then you find that there are dry spells, there are good seasons where you can make money. There's that everyday income that comes in. Believe me, even 2-3 cents a day adds up to something at the end of the month or at the end of the year. So don't give up. Just continue working on what is working and then improve upon it. And with time, your sales will start growing. So don't have unrealistic goals, income goals. So when you expect to make that $1 million mark the first time around, and then you get crickets for weeks and months on to come, people tend to give up, and then that's not how it's supposed to be. So the final income is related to several factors. So there are several factors that come to play when it comes to making money. It's how much you have worked, like the effort that you put in, how smart you've worked. So what systems have you put in place to ensure that you're making money? Do you know your target audience? Do you know where to find them? Then the other one is your skills of driving traffic to earn money. So where are you finding these people? Or are you driving enough traffic to them? Are you finding where they're supposed to be? Are you choosing the right niche that you're supposed to be in? For example, I gave you the Chris Farrell example. Well, he was in a specific niche, a very small niche, but it was that specific niche where he could make that kind of money. And the products he was dealing in are not just any random products. They're big corporate type products that you would have to have that kind of following where you know that, okay, this audience can afford to spend this kind of money. And you can make that kind of money. It just takes time. You have to build it up. So even if you're making $1, $2, $3, $10 a day, that's a good start. I had to wait, I think that was 6 months until I made my first $5. So it takes time. For other people, you might find immediately they start making money. For others, it takes a bit more time. It's a learning curve. You learn from your mistakes, like I said. Then number 2 is thinking that paid traffic is too expensive. Paid traffic, yes, can be a bit intimidating in the beginning, but to be honest with you, when you're a newbie, these days it's a bit hard to get organic traffic off the bat. You have to work at it. So let's say if you're using Google SEO or Pinterest, those are platforms that take a bit of time for you to gain traction and have traffic coming to your website. Those are good platforms to be on, and I would encourage you to start being on them, but it takes a bit of time. building backlinks and all those things. So I would advise you to go with paid traffic in the beginning. Let's say Facebook. Facebook is hard to get organic traffic. It's extremely hard. So it's easier to have paid traffic. They're like close to 3 billion people on Facebook right now. So which means there's definitely a good audience for you to get leads and email subscribers and sell your products with paid advertising. It's not as expensive as you may think, and the good part with Facebook is you can switch it on and off when you want. So yeah, so don't think that it's too expensive. So you can also use keyword planning here, the Google Keyword Planner or SEMrush. You can click it in the links that I've provided, or you can start buy and sell ads as well if you're doing ad promotions and promoting your own products or even affiliate products and things like that. So the number 3, and one of actually the most important things, this is the lesson that I learned the hard way. I'm still learning it actually, not building your lists. I would actually encourage you to build your list from day one, from the day that you decide that you want to start a blog or you want to start online marketing, that you start building a list. Even if you don't have a blog, I would advise you to please start building your list right away. There are several methods that you can use to build your list. You can point your products to paid or organic traffic, but just one major and sometimes minor change to Google's or Facebook's algorithm, and you could lose 90% of your traffic just like that. So this is another key reason why you need to build your list. So let's say you don't have a list and you're making sales, so you're doing ads and you're not collecting any emails, but you are making sales. What's going to happen at the end of the day is if there's a change in the Facebook or Google algorithm, depending on the platform you're using, just one change and your traffic disappears just like that, which means no more sales. But if during those sales you're also collecting emails, it means you still have your email list. You can sell to your list. Your list is actually your most valuable asset, not even the blog, not even the infrastructure that you've put in place, but your email list. That's the asset right there. That's where the money is. And it's easier to sell to your list than people you don't know, people that you don't yet have on your platform or on your email or subscriber tool that you use. I use ConvertKit. It's a marvelous tool. It's very good for marketers and bloggers. I would encourage you to get on it. I'll put a link in the description. ConvertKit, it comes at $29 per month with 1,000 subscribers. And then the tiers go up the higher your subscribers, your subscriber list goes. So yeah, that's it for building your list and email marketing. These are the tools that we've tried, and then we've stuck with ConvertKit. So next up is choosing your niche. You have to choose a niche that you're interested in. Most people tend to choose a niche that they do not have any interest in because they feel that it's a niche that's making money at the time. But look, the simple fact is, if you're not interested in a topic, you're not going to deliver very well on it. We can go on and read this, but the point is still what I've just said. The choice of your niche is essential. If you choose to write about topics that you are not excited about, you will hardly find the desire to move forward. So basically that's what we talked about. So find the right niche where 3 factors collide: your passion for a topic, how much the topic fascinates the public, and then if the niche is profitable. So if it's something that you're interested in, just search up on whether it is profitable. But regardless, these days almost all niches are profitable, but you can do a Google Trends search just to ensure that the niche that you want to delve into is a profitable niche. Just check the trends. Google Trends is a very good tool that you can use for both keyword finding and niche finding. So I would advise you to start there. So just go to Google Trends. Let me just open it up here for you. So you can use our link here. It's not an affiliate link. I just put it in just for ease of use. Yeah, so you can just type in, let's say for example, food. So it can tell you what the stats are on food. So people are always interested in food. You can just see the areas of interest. There's more, obviously. You can read into it. You can click on Arizona and find out more information. It'll give you even more topics that you can look into, like subtopics of food. The food was just general. It's actually too general, but yeah, just thought I'd click on that and show you. Then getting stuck in your comfort zone. So nobody likes to wear the same clothes or eat the same food every day. And that's just true. So similar with you choosing your products that you offer, just make sure that you spice it up a bit, go with the trending times. Let's say if it's a holiday package, you have to choose the holiday package for that particular season. Let's say if summer is coming up, you have to choose summer holiday packages. That's if you're in travel. So you have to use your strategies to come up with that. You can still use Google Trends in that vein as well. So here are a few examples. Try these examples. If you may try out these examples, and change the color of the search form. So depending on the season, there's some seasonal colors that you can use, so you can change up the colors to match that season. You can use a new type of affiliate tools. You can change the size of your form and your tools. You can place ads in new places if the current places are not working. Just make sure you try. This is called split testing, actually. So you can split test. So you can test what's not working with something else alongside something else, and then when you find what's working, stick to it until a certain period when it's no longer working, or if you just want to boost it up a bit. So don't get stuck in a comfort zone. Then another mistake people make is creating low quality content. When it comes to blogging, content quality is key. So you have to really provide value in the content that you're writing up and you're providing to your audience. It has to be inspirational. So like here, if you're lacking inspiration one day, it's better that not to write at all, then make a low quality content that you provide to your audience. So it's better you just take a day off, reflect, think on what you would also want to hear about. And actually that's where it starts from. If you're not interested in the content that you're writing about, chances are the people that you're going to be writing to won't be interested either. So you just have to make sure that you make good quality content. So you can find a few of those tips below. So write for the user and not for the search engines. So that this is key. So write for the user. Yes, we are also writing for search engines, but make sure that it's valuable to the user. Format your texts to help your reader. So the way you present your content and your texts, use images and lists. Use H2 tags, H3 tags in your articles. That's going to boost up your content. So you can also try affordable freelance writers from platforms like Fiverr. Fiverr is a very good platform. You can find freelancers that can write for you from as low as $5. So you can just go up to Fiverr. Then you can also use Freelancer or text brokers. There are a lot of others, but these are the ones that I recommend. I use these not only for writing but for other things as well. These are freelance tools. If you want to be a freelancer, you can always come on board onto these platforms as well. Okay, so relying on search traffic only. So that's another mistake that most people make. They want to rely on search traffic only, and the problem with that is when you start a blog, people are not going to find you. You're the one who's going to know what your blog is. So you have to use lots of medias to get traffic. You can use social media. You can use social media, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, all those things, so that people can find you. Then you can make your content SEO optimized, search engine optimization. You can just make sure that works. There are plugins you can use for that. So don't rely just on search engines to find you without you putting some extra effort. So SEO is certainly important, but focusing exclusively on organic traffic has a big disadvantage. An algorithm from one of those platforms could change one day, and you may lose it all. So this is similar to what we talked about when it comes to building your email list. So just use many different platforms, but at the same time, start with one, stick to it, master it, then move on to the next one. A jack of all trade ends up being a master of none. So just start with one. Let's say if you want to be on Pinterest, for example, start with Pinterest, master Pinterest, then move on to Facebook, and then move on to Instagram or Mix or whichever social platform you want to use. You can use Google AdWords as well. You can set up ads. Just make sure that you use a few, maybe 2 or 3 traffic sources, not just one, and not just organic search. You can also throw in a few ads as well here and there. So the next one is do not try new products, offers, or niches. So this is an important one in that when it comes to new offers, you have to make sure you test the waters first before you bring up a new product. Otherwise, you might end up crashing. This is a mistake that I made actually. So no, don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't try new things. After all, that's how we grow and evolve. But trying the wrong new thing or the wrong new way might be costly. So you risk confusing your audience. So in this instance, what I'm talking about is, let's say you're in the travel niche. So you bring up packages, or you bring up destinations or hotels or anything to do with travel. Then suddenly you bring in something about cooking, which is not relating to the travel. Yes, there are some times when you can bring in food. Let's say a destination that you're recommending to your audience has a self-catering service, and the cuisine that side is, for example, prawns, and there's a certain way that they teach you how to cook it. That's a good thing that you can put for that particular travel article that you're bringing up. But what I'm talking about is where you just completely throw your audience off. You're talking about this awesome package about going skiing, then suddenly you bring in cooking brownies. That's not going to go with the topic that you're in, or the niche that you're in. So try not to do that. Maybe if you want to do that, try and doing it on a separate blog or a separate platform away from your original platform, just to test it out. Okay, so the next one is offering irrelevant offers for your target audience. So this is basically the same or similar to what we're from discussing. So I think I went a bit overboard in the previous one, so I won't even touch this topic. And the next one is don't offer goods and services with low quality. This is a very important one because you lose your audience that way. So imagine if you are trying to buy a treadmill, for example, then you come across someone who's raving about this crappy treadmill. They've never even tried to use it, and you buy it, and you discover that it's crappy. It doesn't even work properly. It's not conducive for your weight range, or things like that. Do you think you'll be going back to that person again? No, you definitely won't. So whenever you're offering a product, make sure it's a product that you yourself would have used, or someone very close to you that would have used it, and the reviews are good on it. So for affiliate programs, there are a few that you can try. I use these ones: ShareASale, Commission Junction, Amazon Associates, ClickBank, and Market Health. So Market Health is for health products. ClickBank has almost everything. Amazon Associates also has almost everything. Commission Junction is the same. ShareASale, mainly these ones have digital products. Amazon has everything. Oh, this is my account, so you can always go in and just sign up for them. Most of them are free. So I guess for now that's it. I hope you learned something. Please Leave a comment. Let me know what you would like me to post up next. And thank you very much for listening.